Hello, 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 hello. Hello, my name is Vinicius Riguete. I come from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro State University. I'm here for the SEP, the Student Education Program.
Hello, I'm Isaac Farley, and welcome to Seismic Sound-Off, in-depth conversations in applied geophysics. I'm filling in for Andrew Gary as he prepares for the release of next week's episode. Between now and the end of the year, we have 4 new episodes for you. Andrew will be back next week with an episode on fiber optics. On December 21st, we have a special episode about the Geoscientists Without Borders project in Java, Indonesia. And I'll be back again on December 28th to discuss the Student Leadership Symposium. Today's episode, the Student Education Program. The SEG ExxonMobil Student Education Program, or SEP, is a 2.5-day short course that prepares college students for the challenges of an oil industry career. Much of the recordings you'll hear during today's show were captured by Vinicius Riguete during the 2017 SEP. SEP was held from September 22nd through the 24th, and SEG provided Vinicius, or Vinny, a recorder to document his SEP experience as an audio diary. So we'll hear the interviews Vinny recorded with his peers throughout the show. I've also recorded interviews in the studio with Kathryn Elkins, the SEG Student Early Career Advisor. We've also followed up with Vinny to get his reflections on SEP now that he's been home for a while. Kathryn and Vinny discuss the program, their 2017 experiences, and the opening of the 2018 SEP application process today. For those of you considering applying for SEP in 2018, you can download Vinny's complete audio diary at seg.org/podcast. It's a full, unedited window into the 2017 Student Education Program. I'll be right back with Kathryn Elkins.
I love the networking with the students.
I came here to meet new people.
We get to drill a mock well, so I'm excited to drill some oil and hopefully find some oil and gas.
Looking forward to the well ties.
Great learning opportunity, that is associated with the STP that I've never been exposed to before.
It was so much fun.
It was awesome. It was amazing.
It was very diverse. We really work on team.
My goals were way exceeded. It was a very practical course.
I mean, this is a place to be every year.
So, Kathryn, can you tell us a little bit about SEP?
Well, SEP is a weekend course that's sponsored by ExxonMobil. Their staff teaches our students technical skills through lectures and hands-on exercises that is directly related to what they would do in the work field. They use data sets and real-life scenarios for these students to analyze with the help of the instructors. A lot of the students talk about they're learning things in here that they didn't even get it in their university courses. And for those that did learn in their university courses, this was more of an enhancement and even gave them higher level skills to evaluate the data that was given to them. It's definitely a highly educational experience packed in 2 days.
Do many students attend both the SLS and the SEP, or is Vinny kind of a special case?
Vinny, along with other students, are special cases. SLS and SEP are 2 different programs with different requirements. The SEP, for example, those eligibility requirements are for any geoscience student, whereas SLS, they have to be a student chapter officer in order to apply. And what happens is if a student does get accepted and they go one time, say a student gets SEP 1 year, they love it so much that they typically apply for the following year, and they actually will become a student officer just so they can apply for SLS and be more active in their student membership with their chapter. And it to me, some of them said it's kind of addicting because they get so excited at annual meeting that they want to come again the following year. And these applications for 2018 will be available between January 1st to March 30th, so people need to apply.
Excellent. So listen to this and then go apply online. SEG.org. You can find the application there. We'll post the link within our show notes. So most of the students, and I'll play some audio here, like Vishal from Stanford, they talked about the depth of SEP and how the instruction surpassed their expectations. Almost across the board we heard that. So let me play some audio from Vishal here.
Hello everyone, I am Vishal Das and I am a PhD student at Stanford University. It was awesome. It was a day of lots of learning, lots of exercises, lots of amazing, interesting industry experiences. It was wonderful. It was nice. Most important thing that I learned was getting or exploring for oil and gas is still not easy. There are so many things which we don't understand. There are so many challenges that the companies still go through. And I think a lot of research and a lot of development and a lot of enthusiastic people like all of us in this room would be needed to solve them. So that was the biggest takeaway for me.
So as you can hear from Vishal, he was really excited about SEP, he was really excited about annual meeting, and he talked about some of those lessons that he learned from the program itself. So how does the program change or evolve from year to year to accommodate these new techniques or technologies so that it can stay relevant from 2017 to 2018 and beyond?
This is ExxonMobil's course. It's one of their courses that they teach elsewhere as well. And so they stay on top of the new technology and the techniques and the data that's out there, and they want to provide that current information and methodology for the students and anybody else that takes their courses. So they're on top of it.
Big thank you to ExxonMobil for the work on this program. As we were planning this audio diary and what we could ask Vinny to record, we wanted to know what students got from the program. One PhD student named Jenny from the Netherlands told us about how she came to better understanding of where her place is within the industry, her fit. And we also suggested that Vinny ask the interviewees about who they would contact when they first arrived back at home. At least for me, when I wrote that question, I naively thought that they would talk about a professor or a colleague or somebody that they met in Houston and how they might advance their career. But that's not what any of them said. They all talked about their family or somebody who was close to them. And so I want to play a little of that audio, play the audio between Vinny and Jenny right now so you can get a taste of what these students think about the program and how they talk about it.
Hi everybody, I am Ranjini, you can call me Ginny. I am a PhD student at the Technical University of Delft in the Netherlands. I am originally from India, but now I'm part Dutch, I could say. The SEP was a very comprehensive course. It gave us a really good overview of what exactly happens as far as the geology and geophysics goes in the oil and gas industry. They allowed us to use this on real problems and work in teams so we could gather insights from people who have other areas of experience as well. For me, the most important part of the experience was that I really understood where my work, the PhD work that I'm doing fits in the whole industry. So what I'm doing is a very focused portion. I try to do numerical modeling, which as applied to geophysical imaging. And it was really nice to know where exactly in the oil industry this fits in.
That's really great. Who will be the first person you're going to contact when you get home, and why?
Well, it's going to be my husband. He's going to come pick me up at the airport.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to be the first person. But apart from that, I think on Friday I'll go back to work and then see all my colleagues. And it'll be nice to say hi to them and tell them all about my experiences at the SEP. Certainly, I'll recommend this next year to many more students.
That's great. I'll do the same when I get back to Brazil.
Yeah.
What did you think about the annual meeting experience?
This is my first time at the SEG annual meeting, and I am frankly overwhelmed by the size, the number of booths, the variety of booths, the range of topics of technical presentations. I have gained so much information here that I wouldn't have if I had not come here. I would rate it 10 on 10. Yeah, thumbs up.
We're both smiling as we listen to that audio with Vinny and Jenny, and it's really endearing to hear them talk about going home and talking to their husband and sharing this trip, this program with those people who are close to them. How do you react to hearing that, Kathryn?
Well, they're right. This whole event is just overwhelming and a plethora of information and great experience and opportunities for all of them, including myself. And there's so many people and products and technology and posters and lectures. There's so much information. And as OG said in a previous interview, this is the place to be every year. It's the number one hit for SEG students, and they love it.
Yeah, and they should. Thanks for joining me, Kathryn. We're going to hear some more audio from Vinny's 2017 annual meeting and his experience of the student education program next.
The greatest experience out of SEP was being able to work with real-life data, seeing the real issues that you encounter when you have real-life data sets and the problems that come up when you're trying to analyze and interpret these data sets. And I think what I could really take away from it is that nothing is book perfect like you learn in class, and that you're always going to have issues, but if you're able to keep your head on and analyze the situation and just kind of take the best action to solve the problems, and you work with the people around you, you could always come up to the best solution.
Hi, Vinny. How you doing today?
I'm doing really good.
Great. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's really good to see you.
Can you tell listeners a little bit about yourself?
My name is Vinny. I'm 24 years old. I live in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Earlier in the interview, we heard from Kathryn, and she told us about student education program. You know, the course it's a weekend course. It's sponsored by ExxonMobil. Through your interviews, many of the peers who you met just talked about how much the program meant to them. They said some of them said it was a life-changing event to be able to go to SEP and SEG, the annual meeting. So what did you think of the program, and what did you learn from it?
Well, that's a really good question for me to answer, because when I was interviewing all the people, I kind of felt the same thing as they were saying. It is a life-changing program, and when the first day when I sat in the table and I looked around all 39 geology and geophysics students, it was hard to believe that I was there. You know, I mean, maybe for people that live in USA, it's not that big deal, but for me in Brazil, Latin America, and to go to US, everything paid, see such good things, workflows that we usually don't get to see in college. Exploration, using seismic attributes, seismic interpretation, everything that in a day-to-day work, it is what you have to see. It is what you do. So it was really good. So many different backgrounds. I'm a bachelor student, and I got to meet with masters and PhD guys, and so that's really good, from different countries, different opinions and different views about geophysics and geology. So it was amazing. It was amazing.
Great. I'm glad you got the opportunity to do this. So can you talk a little bit more about what it was like to be there with 39 students? What was it like, you know, that first day when you're sitting there going, I don't, did you know anybody?
Actually, no. I knew some people that were in SEG annual meeting, but not in SEP. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, I noticed.
People. Yeah. It was really fun, and we had a little game in the first day, first activity to get to know everyone. Mm-hmm. So it was like an icebreaker for the SEP. It was really good. I learned a lot. I met really nice people that I know I'm gonna network for the rest of my career. Also about the technical part, it was a lot of things new to me, and that when I got back to Brazil and I sat on my job, that my internship, so many things that I saw there I could relate now to my job. So it's really good.
That's great. And so you had the opportunity to attend the Student Leadership Symposium last year in Dallas. So can you talk a little bit about how did that compare, being in Dallas for SLS and then being in Houston for SEP? What did you think of the two programs? Was it a nice fit to go from one to the other?
Two programs from SEG, they are really good, because if you do them both, it's really nice, because even if you do just one, but when you do both of them, because one is more about the technical part, mm-hmm. just like I said, you learn about geology, geophysics, exploration, reservoir.
And that's SEP, right?
That's SEP, yeah.
Right.
And then SLS, you get to learn how to present yourself better, how to talk in public. You get all these little topics and helps that the people from Chevron tell you about leadership and how you have to deal and think when you are working in a group that you have to lead and all. So if you sum these two programs, it's a perfect combination. You get to see the technical part and also the leadership, because I think everyone that is beginning your career has to see for the highest position, you know. Like right now, I'm an intern. I want to be a boss or manager one day.
Right.
And so SLS together with SEP has it all.
My peers and I are really happy that you got to have this experience, both SEP and SLS, and you're a great champion for an advocate for both those programs. So thank you, but you deserve it. So we're really lucky. We're really lucky to have such a good representative. So you talked a bit about the peers that you met this year in SEP, and you met many great people, I assume, from SLS, just based on what you said. So are you still in contact with some of those people?
Yeah, right now with all the social media, it makes really easier for us to connect. And so what I did in SEP was the same thing I did in SLS. I grabbed a piece of paper and I wrote it down, all the phone numbers and Facebook or LinkedIn they had, so that I would talk with everyone when I come back.
Right.
But one specifically person that I'm really talking to is Christina from SEP. Because there is a program, a Halliburton SEG program called Evolve, which I'm trying to apply to. Since they let us have a group with different people from different countries, I'm talking with her every day so that we can work on to build a group and participate in this program.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank
Good luck
you.
to you. I know that my peer here, Andrew, is the contact there. If you want to know more about Evolve, we'll put it in the show notes and you can click on it and find out more information about Evolve. Thank you for sharing that. And so you're making these connections now. You're looking at Evolve. What significance long term do you see the connections that you made this year and last year at the annual meeting, both SLS and SEP? What kind of significance do you see those connections having on your career as a geoscientist?
Today, you have to network. That's a first rule. Meeting people that study geophysics and geology, which is the major that I'm taking, is really good, because if I have some questions in the future, or maybe I'm in a project which some things I don't know, I can go to them and ask, hey, I know that you work in this area, which I'm not really good. Can you help me with this? I mean, it's not when you meet someone just for a few seconds, you might not have this kind of approach. But when you participate in a program which is a 3-day program, you really get to know the people that you are working with. So you really make a friendship. So you don't have you're not shy to go anytime and say, hey, how are you? I'm from Brazil, like my case. I'm from Brazil. I'm trying to get a master's in Europe or in New Zealand, which is Joe, a guy that I met in SLS. And all that I'm saying is true because I did that. And go to them and say, hey, I'm trying to do a master's or something. Can you help me? Do you know any professor in your university? Even if you go to the academic life or the company, the oil and gas company industry thing, you're gonna get help from these people. So it's really fun. And also right now the oil downturn, if you get laid off and you don't have a job, if you keep these friendships, you can also go to them and say, hey, do you have any opportunity? Remember, so it's really good. There's no bad part for knowing more people.
Yeah, that's one part of the job that I really liked. We not only do you establish relationships with your peers, lifelong relationships with your peers that you formed at SEG, but I get to help facilitate those. So that's really rewarding for myself and other staff members. So we really enjoy working with you, Vinny, and your peers to set up venues like annual meetings so you can have that opportunity. When, a few months ago, we came to you, and Andrew and I, and we had this really great idea. Last minute, you're about to get on the plane, and we say, hey, you've never worked with a microphone or whatever, and would you mind recording your experience at annual meeting, the SEP? And you said, absolutely, it sounds like a great idea. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was a really fun activity to do, because about 1 year ago, I was a little different to how I behaved myself. So I was always afraid that I wouldn't do really good in something, And once a friend of mine said, Vinicius, you just have to do it. When someone offers you something, you have to accept it, and then you do your best to succeed. If you always stop and keep thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do this, you're never gonna do anything. So you have to go and do your best. And so first, when you first talked to me, I thought, oh, I don't know if my English is really good to do an interview or not.
Oh, well, it is. So let me just interrupt you and say that. Continue. Sorry.
Thanks. So yeah, this was the thing I thought about the most. But then I said, no, I'm gonna do it. I like meeting people. I know that I can communicate, so I'm gonna do it. When I got there, it was so much fun because the recorder, for those of you who don't know, is a really fun equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Has a little hair and all. So all the time I grabbed it, everyone was like, hey, what is this? And then it was already approaching for me to go, no, this is a recording. I'm recording everyone here in SEP so that we can do a podcast for SEG. It was awesome. When you are in a big group, like 40 people, you're always going to have someone or a little few people that you're going to be with them more than another one. Interviewing people, it was good because I could look at the group and say, oh, those 3 guys, I didn't talk to them really much, so I'm gonna go for them.
Yeah.
And then I went for them, and I could meet everyone better with the interviewing.
Yeah, it seemed to work really well. You're right. I'm glad. We got Vinny's describing a pop filter for those podcasting and audio nerds out there who know about this, but we got him a really, really tall pop filter, so it looked like a doll, really, with really tall hair. So I'm glad you had fun with that. Everybody wants to touch it and kind of pet it before they answer. So
exactly.
Yeah. Well, you did really well. You're a great ambassador for the podcast, and as you hear from the audio, you had a good time. Your peers had a good time, and we got a lot of really good recordings from it. So thank you. I got one more question for you. So you asked everybody. One of the questions that we had you ask was, tell us who the first person you're going to contact when you return back to your home country. For you, it's Brazil. So I'm curious who you first told about your experience once you returned, and what did you say?
Like I said in the beginning, I'm living in Rio, but actually my parents, my brother, my mother, and my father, they live in another state, which is 8 hours by car from where I am. Since my father kind of knows about geophysics and all, when I got home, the first person I called was my father, and my father always put in the speaker when I call him, so that my mother can hear, and I don't have to say the same thing twice for them,
Yeah.
I called him and I said, Dad, it was amazing, just like SLS, because my father got really excited when I called him and saying, hey, I got the application, I told him about the program, and I said, I'm sad now because I've done both of them. So now I have to think something to do to come back to the SCGNA meeting, because once you go there as a student and as a company worker, you always gonna want to come back, because it's fun. It's really fun. You learn and you have fun. So yeah, my father was the first one, and then when I turn off the phone, I talked to my grandmother, which is the person I live with, but in another way, because she doesn't understand really about geophysics.
Great. I'm glad you had the opportunity to share that with them. Is there anything you want to say to them now?
I mean, my grandmother, my father, and my mother are the 3 people that helped me the most during college. And my father and my mother, when you get older, you see that everything that your parents do is to help you. In the end, they are always thinking about you. And when you are younger, you don't really realize that. But when you get older, you do. So the 2 people that I'm most proud of are my dad and my mother. So yeah, I would say that to them.
You're lucky, Vinny. It sounds like you've got a good family. They're lucky to have you. Give them, hold them tight next time that you see them.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Well, we'll love to see you at an upcoming annual meeting. I'd write a paper presented to your peers. We would be great to see you in Anaheim at the 2018 annual meeting or 2019 to 2020. But look forward to reconnecting with you again at a future annual meeting. And thanks so much for being a part of this really cool project. We had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad you did too.
Thank you, Isaac. I am the one that have to say thank you, because it was perfect. For every students that are listening, I just want to say, get connected with SEG. I had so much fun, and I know that I will keep having it. SEG has so many programs for students. They have so many opportunities, and you have to get connected and get involved.
Well said. Thanks again, Vinny.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Great opportunity for everyone and anyone to come and enjoy the show and explore new ideas and to move the whole industry forward.
For the rest of your career, you're going to remember these people, keep in contact with them.
I think I will apply a lot of ideas in my own research.
I gained a lot of experience. I learned a lot about seismic.
I enjoyed speaking with you, Vinny.
Applications for the 2018 Student Education Program open on January 1st, 2018. To learn more, visit seg.org/SEP. During the show, Vinny mentioned the Evolve program. Evolve prepares next generation EMP professionals to embrace digital technologies for project workflows. Applications for the 2018 program are due on December 15th, just a few more days. For more information on Evolve, visit seg.org/evolve. That's seg.org/EVOLVE. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Your review helps others find the show. Subscribe to Seismic Sound Off on the podcast app of your choice to receive the latest episodes first. Seismic Sound Off is sponsored by the SEG Wiki, home to hundreds of biographies of key geoscientists, geophysical tutorials, and core content from the science of applied geophysics. Visit wiki.seg.org to learn how you can grow the world's first online geophysics encyclopedia. Original music by Zach Bridges. This episode was produced by Andrew Gary and hosted, edited, and produced by me, Isaac Farley. Thank you to all the 2017 SEP students who shared their experience with Vinny. And a very special thanks to Kathryn and Vinny for all your help in making this show a reality. This one was fun. Thanks for listening. This is Seismic Sound Off, signaling off.
My name is Satoshi Ipse, and I'm from Japan, Kyoto.
So my name is Kenny Cater. I'm from Thailand.
I am Sophia. I come from Colombia and study in the Universidad Nacional de Colombia.
My name is Tony Marias with the SEP program from the University of Wyoming.
Okay, so hello, I'm Cristina Rusev from Romania, and I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in applied geophysics at the University of Bucharest.
Hi, my name is John Ejembi from Southern Illinois University.
Hello everyone, I am Vishal Das and I'm a PhD student at Stanford University.
Hi, this is Emilio Torres. I am from the University of Oklahoma, PhD student.
So my name is Maria Ayala. I come from Mexico, from Universidad Autónoma del Carmen.
Hi, my name is Okochukwu Ozata from the University of North Dakota.
Howdy everyone, my name is Evan Gregg. I'm a geoscience graduate student at New Mexico Tech.
My name is Ryan Keast and I'm from Kansas State University.
Hi, my name is Alex Garcia and I come from the University of Texas at El Paso.
Hello, my name is Iga. I come from Poland, but I study at Colorado School of Mines.
Hi, my name is Anna Bak. I'm from Poland, from Krakow.
Hi everybody, I am Ranjini, you can call me Ginny. I'm a PhD student at the Technical University of Delft in the Netherlands. I'm originally from India, but now I'm part Dutch, I could say.